In March, I helped one of my remodeling partners close $297,000 in revenue, with also 47 proposals sent and $859,000 in proposal value, which means he'll probably close even more than this. But this was 15 deals closed in total from an ad spend of $8,000. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did this and how you can replicate this for your AI agency service delivery. And for context, this client is in the kitchen and bathroom remodeling space. And you might be thinking, oh, I'm not in that industry. I mean, if you aren't in this industry, the principles still apply because it's kind of universal as working across different industries. The principles are going to apply. So the first thing is the platform itself, and what I've just found the best success with is Meta Ads because it's one of these platforms where you can really like generate a high return on investment with your spend if you know how to do things right. And that means if you can have your follow-up systems in place, if you can have a proven offer you're running, you can kind of just outcompete the other companies that are running the ads in the same area. So before we go into the offer itself, I want to speak about targeting. And you can probably just use AI for this. Like, just go in, ask Manus, hey, this is my client, this is the website, this is the area they're in. What kind of audience would you suggest running the ads to here, like in terms of the age range? Because in this case, if you're running ads for like a kitchen or a bathroom, you want to find people that actually have the money to invest, which are the majority are older people that have some kind of money saved up, which would probably be, people that are more than 35 years old or 30 years plus and up. So that's the first thing. Next thing is then kind of like the zip codes. And this is again also depending on the client itself. If the client are selling extremely high ticket, then you need to go in and use an AI to basically take their service areas and then figure out what are the highest income zip codes. And then you just only run the ads in those zip codes. But if they're targeting like a broader demographic, if they can serve more people, then obviously you just want to, make it more broad and add in some more zip codes, then just only filter out the zip codes that just don't have a lot of money. That's basically it for targeting. Next thing is then the offer. Now, I can't show the specific offer because that will be shooting myself in the foot, but it's pretty simple. And that's also the framework that I use to basically come up with this offer. You just go into the ads library for your specific niche. You look into all of the biggest companies, just in general, search up the terms like kitchen remodeling or, kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, and then go in there and audit all of the different offers that people are running. Because from there, you can just start with then testing a lot of variables of the different offers, figure out what is the best offer to run in terms of cost per qualified booked appointment. And then from there, you take that variation that worked and you create a lot of new variations of that to double down on it and find even better ads. Next thing then is once you have basically their attention, they click on the ad, there's two ways you can go. Number one is sending them to a landing page, and the other one is sending them to a lead form. Personally, what I've just found the best within kind of the whole remodeling space is to run them to lead forms. And the reason for that is just because it's easier to sign up for. But what's really important here is that you're really strategic about the questions that you're asking. So initially, you want to push for volume. I just do like a high volume lead form and then ask them specifically what they're looking to get done. Then you can add questions like the time frame when they're looking to get started. But from there, you're essentially going to add friction as necessary. So everything that you should be looking at within the system is going to be like the cost per lead first. Then you have the lead to booking rate. Then you have the amount of bookings, the cost per booked appointment, the cost per qualified show appointment. And then you can find the biggest constraint within the system. Because let's say that your cost per lead is really low, which is great, but your schedule rate is bad. Then what you can do is you can add more friction to the lead form to increase the intent of the lead. What I mean by that is on the lead form, you would then need to basically educate the homeowner more on specifically what they're signing up for. So instead of just saying like get a remodel at discounted rate, tell them book your free in-home design and kitchen consultation or whatever. Just give them some more context so they know exactly what they're signing up for. And then also you can add more questions. So ask them, what are you looking to get done? And then have a short answer, because then they need to manually enter their information, which means the intent of the lead is going to be higher, and thereby the schedule rate is going to be higher as a result of higher quality leads. Then if that is not working as well, what you can do is you can send them to a landing page. And that's just because it increases the kind of intent of the lead even more, which again means you will get higher quality leads and thereby a higher schedule rate and a lower cost per booked appointment. So here you can just run a simple page with like a survey. That's what I would recommend. And then something that is really nice, Go High Level have just made an update about, is basically they have taken some of the principles from Lovable and implemented into their funnel builder. So you can have an AI agent that is basically, you give it a prompt, you just pull in the website and then tell it, please make me the highest converting possible landing page. And then you put in the link so it can take all of like the kind of all of the information from the business and build it based on that. And then you just put the survey in there. You can kind of test that up against a simple landing page and then just see what have the best opt-in rate. But that's something that I have been testing, still in the testing phase. From there, you get to the booking. So here there are two ways that they can book an appointment. The first thing is the self-booking. So whenever people have filled out the lead form, they should have a message saying, wait, one last step, schedule your free in-home consultation. They click next, and then they can schedule their free in-home consultation. Because if I personally wanted to schedule an appointment, I wouldn't like to speak with anyone first. I would just like to basically schedule it in myself. And on this page, you're just going to ask all of the qualifying questions that you would have been asking over the phone instead, because then you maintain the quality even though they self-book the appointment. It's only going to be 5 to 15% that are going to be self-booking the appointment, which is why you need to have someone on the phone that are calling all of the leads up. So your team should be reaching out to the leads 7 days a week, 12 hours a day within 2 minutes, because then there's like a 400% higher chance they will actually book an appointment, which means you're getting the most out of what you're spending on ads and ultimately making it as profitable for the partner as possible. From there, they will go to a thank you page. And on this thank you page, you just tell them that they, are eligible for this offer. You will have a video. This video is going to break down what they can expect on their consultation. So you increase the likelihood of them showing up and actually trusting you. So it's just about like showing this professionalism, because obviously they don't want someone that they don't trust to get into the home. Next thing is then the nurture. So this is also super important, and the overall like philosophy here is that the principles that are applying B2B are going to apply for B2C as well. You need to nurture the leads like you're doing B2B, B2C as well. So here you're going to send them out, confirmation message with the address, the time of the appointment. Maybe you send a link to that thank you page video again so they can watch it. And then also you can have basically breakout videos talking about the biggest objections that people may have when getting a remodel done, for instance. Or if it's fencing, then you do it for that niche, or roofing, whatever. Again, the principles apply here. You want to build so much or as much trust as possible before they show up to the appointment, because then when the home, or like when the customer, when the client shows up, it can become an objectionless close, and you play them better, and then also it increases the show rate because now they trust you more. And that is basically how they then get to the closed job. And once you have this system, dialed in at a small scale, it is just about bumping this budget up, and then you should get more out in return. So that is pretty much it for this video. That's pretty much how I fulfill on all of the partners that we work with. Again, If you want my help with, scaling your agency, dialing in fulfillment, dialing in the B2B acquisition, please message me on Instagram, and we can see if it's a great fit and if I have some value to bring to the table for you. Other than that, I hope this was valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.